Imposter Syndrome. What is imposter syndrome? I'll try to explain it the best I can. Imposter syndrome is a feeling that one gets when they feel like they don't belong, or maybe that they haven't yet earned their place in a given space. And this is something that tends to plague, more than anyone, creative types. People who make things, create things, craft things, or find a level of success in something. So, writers, artists, entertainers, entrepreneurs. And in doing so, in finding this little bit of success or entering this new venture, upon entering this space, they still feel very unsure of themselves. Even after they've done it for a while, they feel like they don't deserve it or they haven't earned it. And I think that's honestly just a natural fear that's built in to stepping into a new space, into new territory. And especially if you're putting yourself in front of people. If you're putting yourself out there or putting yourself forth as a purveyor of wisdom, someone who knows a little something and has something to say. And there's like this underlying fear that you're going to be found out. That at some point, all your peers are going to suddenly realize that you're not one of them. And you don't really belong here in their sphere. And there's a lot to be said for confidence and feeling sure of yourself. But honestly, from what I've found, most of the people who are the best at their craft or have potential to be great or at least very good, they experience this feeling. Yeah, maybe not all the time, but every once in a while it creeps back in. You find yourself in a situation where you question yourself and you wonder if you really belong in the mix with others, that are great at their craft. Now, personally, I haven't really achieved anything monumental or found massive success, but I do know the feeling. You see, honestly, I'm experiencing it right now, okay? Because I don't feel like I even have the right to talk about this. Like, who am I? What have I done? But that's perfect because it's literally what I'm talking about. Now, more than anything, I've probably experienced this the most with podcasting. Early last year, I decided I was going to start a podcast called Marvel Plus that was devoted to breaking down and reviewing TV series that were based on comic book source material. And it may sound silly, I know, but more so than anything I've ever done creatively, and I've done a lot of different things, I felt really unsure of myself. Really nervous because I knew that I was entering a realm of people who were far more knowledgeable than myself, with a much larger base to work off of. These people knew way more about the world of comic books and comic book-based media. And I knew that while I love comics, and I have a love for the subject matter, and I love talking about it, there's people that have been doing this for years that were really good at it. And so I kind of felt like I didn't even have the right to speak on it. Much like making this video. It's like who am I to put myself forth as some person with the wisdom on the subject? I'm no expert and I have no experience. And especially when I started collaborating, right, with some of these really talented people who had been working in the sphere of podcasting, in the realm of comic book based media for a long time, I definitely felt like this tiny fish in a giant pond. I felt like I didn't belong. And I still feel that way. Even when people tell me that I'm good at my craft, that I'm doing a good job, that I'm doing a great job even. They enjoy my content. I still feel that at any moment I might be found out as a fraud, a phony, a fake. A guy that doesn't have the knowledge base that maybe I should, nor the technical expertise to talk about it, in an entertaining way. But I started to realize something. Just through talking to these people that I considered pros, masters of their craft, people that I could only hope to emulate, I started to discover that they felt the exact same way. And to what I was saying earlier about the people who are the best, having this feeling, I say that because I've met other people who are very confident, very self-assured, and the most cocky. And to be honest, a lot of those people aren't very good. I feel like it takes a little bit of fear and a little bit of uncertainty to put your best foot forward all the time. When you're always worried that you're not quite good enough or that everyone around you is a little bit better, it keeps you on your game. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you chasing improvement. You always want to get better. But, if you already think you're the shit, there's really no room for improvement. So what I've discovered about this imposter syndrome is it plagues the best of the best. And it plagues, if it plagues them, then, that leaves the door open for me and you and others like us who feel that way. People who are still a little unsure of themselves, who, they have a long road ahead of them and a long way to go, but there's this potential. And that's something, I also realized that if you're in the mix with the best, then you can't be that bad. You're in the damn mix. But the most important thing here, I think, is that this feeling is extremely common. And it only plagues the people who genuinely care about their craft. So if that's you, you probably really care about creating something great. Whatever it is that you do, it means a lot to you. It means so much that there's a general fear that plagues you around it. You always want to do your best. You want to make something great. And that's really scary, especially when there are others already doing it so well. I guess the reason I made this video was just to say that it's a normal feeling. Dare I say, a healthy feeling. I feel it, you feel it, and the best of the best feel it. So, to you I say, take comfort in that. And if you love what you do, keep moving forward.